Hey guys, welcome back to my channel at natassiar1. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about reset your gut, reset your health. And trust me, from experience, I've been on this journey of helping to heal your gut and get you into a place that is much better, holistically speaking, from a health perspective. If you like today's content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, and check out my website with the links below. So let's begin. So a lot of people say, what's the big deal about your gut, right? Why do you need to heal your gut? I mean, isn't our gut a normal organ and should be functioning well? Well, yes, if you have a normal function and a normal gut and you don't have any of the symptoms of leaky gut, then yes, this program is probably not for you. But for those who have suffered with leaky gut like myself, where the lining of your wall of your intestines are actually damaged and it makes it more permeable to bad pathogens, bacteria, infections, viruses and fungi, which could obviously, damage your immune system and your body as holistically. So leaky gut it actually cuts in your lining and damage. And what it does is, because your lining becomes more permeable, you attract these bad bacteria and pathogens. As a result of that infection or that particular disease, what happens is you start having symptoms like depression, inflammation, swelling in the gut. You have bloating, gas, bad skin, low energies, always tired, fatigue. So if you have some of those symptoms, then you might possibly have leaky gut. And like with any episode of my channel, I always say consult your GP and your medical doctor before you begin any natural treatment or remedy or any of the remedies that I showcase on my channel, just to make sure you have the proper diagnosis and the right treatment at your disposal. The first tip or remedy that I can suggest is a diet change. So I've done that in my own personal capacity, where I've removed dairy, I've removed nuts, grains. You try to get rid of gluten. I just found myself feeling much better just from a diet perspective. When I had, I used to have lactose, but I used to be very bloaty, very gassy, always suffering with stomach cramps, and I thought that was normal, but it's not. So guys, always get medically tested and find out what are you allergic to and what are you not. So the first step, I think, is doing a trial and error and figuring out what is wrong with your diet, or do you have any food allergies, because that will play a significant role in your stomach and your gut. The next tip in terms of resetting your gut and resetting your health is activated charcoal. So you can get this in a black powdered form from your local health store, or you can get it in a tabular format. You can get it in capsules. You get 30 or 60 capsules, which you can take on a daily basis or weekly basis, depending on how contaminated your system is from a gut perspective. So activated charcoal is actually excellent as a detoxifying agent. So what it does is, you take the powder, you can drink it in water, take a quarter teaspoon on a daily basis, or maybe 2 or 3 times a week, or you can take the tablets, 2 capsules on a weekly basis or every couple of days. So activated charcoal actually detoxifies your body. And how it does this is by actually binding. So it acts as a natural binder within your system. So if there's bad pathogens or viruses or bad gut bacteria, it will bind to it once you consume the activated charcoal, and it will remove it and excrete it through your normal bowel movements and systems. So I highly recommend that. I use that, or you could use Celium Husk, which has a very similar function. So Celium Husk is a beautiful powder that you can take. You can even bake with it. What I do is I take probably a teaspoon and have that every day. I have it in water. Now remember, Celium Husk is actually a bulking agent. So once you drop it into water, it's going to expand and it becomes very gooey, mucus-like consistency, very gel-like. What it does is, once it gets into your gut, it binds to all of those negative, bad bacteria, and then it is removed through your system through the normal bowel movements. But how it resets your gut is that obviously it's flushing out all the toxins out of your body, it's getting rid of all the bad stuff, and it gives your body freedom to actually promote bowel movements, and you feel much cleaner and fresher, in my opinion, once you've removed and expelled all of that excrement. So I know it's quite a touchy and difficult topic to talk about, but you know, we're adults here, and these are awesome tips that we can try in our own personal capacity. The next amazing remedy to reset your gut is raw apple cider vinegar. So, I mean, I use quite a premium brand from the local health store. You can buy the cheaper ones, but let me tell you something, guys. Raw unfiltered apple cider is fantastic for you. It is antibacterial, it is antifungal. Once you consume it, so you can have a quarter of a teaspoon in a glass of warm water every day. You can have that in the morning or at night before you sleep. It cleanses the gut. It has a similar effect to lemon juice and hot water. So what it will do is remove all of the excrement or leftover debris that is stuck in your gut, and you're left feeling so fresh and refreshed. And it also kills bad bacteria in your gut, so it's antibacterial. So I highly recommend that, and it also improves digestion in your gut. Okay, so the next herb that I'm going to talk about is licorice root extract. So you can actually get this from your local health store or retailer. You can have it in a tabular form, or you can have the rough cut root, which you can chop up, or it's pre-chopped for you, and you can make a tea out of it. So you make your normal cup of tea. You can brew an Earl Grey tea bag or any tea of your choice, and add quarter teaspoon of that into a cup, and you consume that tea. What that tea does is it's a carrier for this licorice root, gets into your gut, and it starts being anti-inflammatory. It reduces the swelling in the gut and the heat that you feel if you have an infection, or if you have leaky gut, as I mentioned before. So it's very soothing to the gut. Additional tips, you can even add a bit of essential oils if you want to, like clove oil and peppermint, which acts as an antispasmodic agent. The other herb we're going to talk about is turmeric. So turmeric is fantastic raw form as a root, or you can use it as a spice. You can use it in cooking, and it's excellent as an anti-inflammatory super herb. People use it for various reasons, but it's really good for fighting inflammation if you have joint pain, if you have gut inflammation, stomach bloating, and gas. So use it in cooking, use it sparingly. It is quite a strong spice. The other tip is, in order to reset your gut, you've got to make sure that you have... So first of all, during this whole process, you're pretty much killing the bad bacteria, right? And maybe some good ones along the way. So one of my tips is you need to replenish the gut bacteria with the good ones. And the only way to do that is through probiotics, or even eating probiotic enriched foods like kefir or sauerkraut, or fermented vegetables. Probiotics are excellent for restoring the gut flora, making sure that you have the right bacteria in the right places at the right balance, and it also makes sure or ensures that you reduce a lot of your infections and diseases in your body. By having good bacteria, you're preventing obviously the bad ones from colonizing in your gut, and therefore you feel better. It improves your mental health, it lifts depression and reduces anxiety. So I mean, there's a whole host of awesome benefits through supplementing with probiotics. Look, invest in a great probiotic. The cheaper ones are not going to have the effect, so make sure you invest in the ones that have higher colonizing units and a better and a broader spectrum of probiotic organisms. So speak to your local pharmacist or your medical practitioner on which probiotic should be the right fit for you. The other awesome tip is Moringa Powder. So Moringa Powder is also antibacterial. It's found in India and in Africa. So you can use the tree, you can get the plants and you can crush it up yourself, or you can buy the powder from your local health store. I put a quarter teaspoon of that into a cup of warm water and I consume that. And what it does is it just, it's rich in vitamins and antioxidants, as well as fights infections in your gut. And then in terms of natural herbs, we've got spices that you can use in your everyday cooking. So obviously paprika or peri peri spice is fantastic, or a chili powder. It has anti-inflammatory benefits to you in your gut and your colon, and helps fight infections. Oregano or oregano oil or herbs is fantastic, especially if you have a parasitic infection in the gut. What happens if you have parasites or bad bacteria? Oregano is a powerful anti-worm and anti-parasite agent in fighting and destroying those parasites. So guys, I mean, that sums up the list of herbs that you can use to reset your gut and your health. There's additional factors that also plays critical role in making sure that you have good gut health. There's also making sure you reduce the stress. Stress pretty much causes your muscles to be tense and your small intestine and colon to be affected. So you don't want that to happen. Reduce your stress. Have a more relaxing environment. Exercise is great for the gut. It's just great for helping the bowel movements and giving you more energy. It's all related. All of these functions are interconnected, and don't forget that. So I hope these tips have been helpful in getting you to reset your gut and reset your health. And it's the start of a journey. This is a lifelong daily lifestyle, guys. It's not a once-off stop shop. If you do this on a regular basis, you will feel the benefits long term. You'll have more energy, your skin will look better, your hair will look better, more regulated weight, and you just feel good inside and out. So if you guys like today's topic, subscribe to my channel. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know which ones you've used, or if there's other ones that I've missed out that you think I should try. And until next time, guys, thanks for joining in and following my channel.